What's up, squad? Jackson here. Welcome back to the weekly endeavours for the 6th of January. We've got Tel Var Stones, we've got cycle bosses in the Infinite Archive, and we've got Thieves Troves. So all three options of these are kind of bad, I think. They're not terrible, but they're not great. This one is reliable, but will be long. It'll take a while. This one is unreliable, but you could get this one done sort of okay if you're lucky. This one's unreliable and it will fucking take a while, I think. But that being said, they're not all that different from each other. Whichever one you choose just decides on what you want to do. They'll all require some investment, I think. Maybe not this one, but definitely these two. There's like certain ways I think that really benefit doing these ones. So yeah, it just depends on which way you want to go. So Thieves Troves, by the way, this is requires Thieves Guild, which costs money. You might have got it for free when they gave it out a couple of months ago. If you do, that might be good, but still, I wouldn't really recommend this one. So this one requires Imperial City, but Imperial City is free, so it's base game, and this is also base game. So Infinite Archives, Infinite Archive can be found in Apocrypha. Even though this is a DLC zone, you can travel here from any way shrine. So yeah, you can just get here anytime you want, which is a nice bonus. All right, let's jump into these. I'll start with the Tel Var Stones. Strap yourself in. This one's going to be quite long, I think. Okay, so first thing about Tel Var is each faction has their own safe area where enemy players can't come in. There'll always be a ladder room with 6 ladders in it. This is what I suggest you get used to, because this is kind of the area I use to farm my Tel Var. There's only one way I suggest doing that, and that is using basically as on the bottom right there, you can see the 4 times multiplier. I've got tons of Tel Var on me. I use that to increase the amount of Tel Var that I get by 4 times. And there's 6 districts. These are the districts you want to look at. These things here are important to note, because if these are owned by your alliance, you also get a 30% boost. So that means you also get more Tel Var. So those are the 2 things you want to keep in mind. Now, this room here, it's got 6 ladders in it, which lead to each of the districts. So these are what you want to use. So check which one's owned by your faction. So the only one I don't want to go is the Arena District, which sucks. It's kind of my favorite, but I will show that one a bit. Yeah, so just pick one that's owned by your alliance, go into it, and you rock up in a sort of an elevated section that enemy players can't get into, and you use that for your Tel Var gaining duties. So we come out here. And there'll be lots of shit out here. So killing these enemies gives you Tel Var. So, looks like some of these enemies have been killed. Oh yeah, here we go. So, for example, this Hammer Fist, these tier 1 enemies are great. So, I'm running basically a glass cannon build. And that's a great name. This build is designed to survive for about half a second, but dish out as much damage as possible. So the idea is you don't want to be stepping down there, you only want to be staying in these sections here that players can't get to, and being an absolute fucking coward. Because Valor will make you... what's the thing from Bannerlord with the Kusite? It's bravery will get you killed, but treachery will make you rich. And that's what we're going with today. So I'm gonna find where this fucker went. Oh yeah, he's over here. So this build is running 5-piece Fire, 5-piece Shattered Fate, and 1 Monster and Oaken Soul. And the goal is just to spam snipe over and over as quickly as possible. And the idea is you kill this guy before he resets, because he can't reach you. So his idea is, oh shit, I'll reset and I can just walk away. Because enemies that can't hit you from locations, they will reset. But you kill him quick enough where he won't reset, and as you saw there, we've got about 100 and something Tel Var. It's because you get the district bonuses, and you get the 4 times multiplier. Now, the biggest problem with this is if you get killed, you lose half your Tel Var, which not only means that you lose a ton of Tel Var to spend for yourself, you also lose the multiplier. It goes down to like 2 or 3. I think it goes to 3 times. Because I think it's 2,000, so 3 times multiplier. you don't want to get killed in this. So if you want to run a bit more health, that's totally fair. I run a braised rabbit food here to give me a bit of health, and I just half my build is just like health basically. Oh, sorry, half my defenses are just health. So yeah, you can go down there if you want, but it's very risky going down there with that much Tel Var. So I'd advise just staying on these towers, because here's the thing. It's a lot harder to... It's easy to get down there, but it is quite difficult to get back up. Or a lot longer to get back up. So you've got these things here you can use. These lead you back into the room we were at before. So get used to this room. These are your 6 safe havens that are... You can stay in those areas, but as soon as you jump down there, it's a lot harder to get back up to these. So we'll go to the Nobles district, have a look. So if you've killed everything there, my advice is go to a different district and have a look, see if there's anything you can kill over there. So for example, go over to this lady here, have a look, see if there's anything we can kill. Got some weak enemies, got another Zivkin Hammer Fist over here, so we'll kill this guy. All quick-like. Nice. And yeah, so again, we get another 150. So yeah, these... If this is why I say it's unreliable, if these things here are all taken by your faction, you get fuck tons of Tel Var if you've got the multiplier. You don't even have to step down there to get a lot of Tel Var to get this done. Now, I've already increased it by about 20% of the Endeavor meter. In that amount of time, I would probably have done like one cycle and a bit of Infinite Archive. So I think this is definitely the quickest, and I probably would have not found a single trove. So yeah, this one can be done very quickly, but is very, very risky. Because if enemy players rock up, if enemy players are running around and they see you, they're probably going to attack you from up here. Because basically, TLDR, if you can attack enemies from up here, players can attack you from down there. It's a little bit more complicated than that. Just understand they cannot pull you down with chains and shit, so you're safe up here. But you're not safe from their damage. So if you see players coming at you, my advice is, again, treachery will make you rich. Do not be brave. Do not fight them. Just let them go. Keep a low profile. Or, better, just leave. Because you've got these things here, you can go back down, and you can pick a different district to have a look at. Yeah, that's my preferred method of doing this. Only really focusing the tier 1 enemies, the regular little humanoid minions or humanoids or sorry, let me slow down. So the regular enemies, like the Imperial humanoids or the Dremora, not really important. The Actionarchs, the Zivkin, the Ogrims, that sort of thing are much more. They're a much better hunt. They give you much more delicious meat, if you will. And yeah, just keep in mind, use these different districts. If you can't find anything, just go to a different one and keep moving around. And just remember, try and like find like maybe try and find a character on the alliance that owns the map if you can. If you've got like a range build on that, because yeah, you've got this district's owned by EP. If you were to go on a different alliance here, the other two would be quite terrible, because they would not be doing anywhere near as much farming, because remember, each of these gives you 33% more, so I'm at like the maximum here. Right, so my favourite to do is the Arena District, mainly, because there's a quest here you can get called Lifeblood of an Empire, which you can basically do from up top here. You don't need to move. You could basically just sit your character here, AFK, maybe like just have it on the screen, but you can just like, you know, watch some YouTube or some shit, and if you see a Dremora here, kill it. If not, other people kill it. You'll rescue the prisoners. There's 2 prisoners here, and eventually you'll just get the quest done. Completing the quest gives you a coffer, which you can get 200 Tel Var from, so you can just get this done that way. It is very slow though, it's a very slow process. There's also another prisoner over here that you can kill. Yeah, they respawn, they just take ages. Now the main reason I suggest this, not really a good time now, because all these fucking people are here. The more people, by the way, that are fighting the same enemy, the less Tel Var you get, so try and find a place that's not populated at all if you can. But you know, obviously in that case you might not have access to all the districts owned by you, so it just depends. Yeah, normally there's 3 Ogrims. There's an Ogrim down here, there's an Ogrim over here, and then there's usually an Ogrim that patrols this area here. And what you do is you kill all 3 of those Ogrims very quickly using the snipe spam I did before with the Zivkin. And yeah, they give you about the same amount. So you can get this done relatively quickly that way, because when they respawn you just do it again. But again, this is why I say it's unreliable. Just other people can get in the way, make it really annoying. Yeah, you know, your other method is to... Yeah, so here you go. So someone rescued the citizen. And there's another one here. So if someone else goes up and interacts with them, you still get the participation of rescuing them. I'll see if I can get over here in time. Hello? You know what you're doing? Yeah, there you go. Someone else did it. So yeah, again. And yeah, you're going to sit here doing that, and eventually you get a 200 box. You can do that once a day. You can't just spam that over and over, unfortunately. But yeah, that is an extra thing you can do to speed this up a bit. Now, if you want, you can also just put all your Tel Var in the bank. If you're a bit familiar with PvP, you could run with like a group running down and killing like bosses and bigger enemies and stuff, and you can get it that way. But I think that's slower than just doing this and finding a spot that nobody else is around. So yeah, these things here, these Ogrims, you kill them, and you can get a bunch. Now I didn't get any there because I didn't really participate much, but if you're on your own here, if there's nobody else around, you get tons of Tel Var doing this. But yeah, it's just unfortunately you just have to deal with people. That's the unreliability of this one. Any other questions about this, just let me know. If you want any information about the build, it's just straightforward. It's like stacking as much damage as you can in like a single ability. This is my preferred method for this. I wouldn't really but you could just, as long as you got something ranged that does a lot of damage, and can hit these things from atop the tower, you should be fine. Just remember, the main thing is just they can't reset. That's the only issue. Alright, so let's move on to... I'll do Thieves Troves next. Alright, so next up, we got Thieves Troves. So, yeah, I really should have showed you a fucking close-up of that. Alright, so this right here is what you're looking for. These things. Little boxes. As you can see by the emblem, you need Thieves Guild in order to be able to use these. If you try and interact with them and you don't have it, it just tells you that you need the DLC. So, yeah, you're screwed if you don't. Not that I would say you're screwed if you don't, because this is probably the worst option. I don't know, that one was really lucky, I reckon, because the issue is going to be, these are normally a pain in the ass to find in large quantities anyway, and it's just going to be doubly worse than the fact that everyone's going to have the fucking same idea and be looking for these things themselves. So, Thieves Troves, they come in, they appear randomly across the map, but these are the least common nodes that you can find in the game. You know, cloth nodes, alchemy nodes, shit like that. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to find a specific alchemy node, I'd say you're going to have less chance then. But these things, the issue is they are usually not... There's only like a few on the map usually. There's all these locations, but you can go to all these locations and not find a single one. That's the biggest issue I have with this. And the fact is, because this is now the weekly, everybody else is going to have the same idea looking for Thieves Troves. So all the ones that are normally going to be there are probably not going to be there now because everybody else is going to be fucking taking them. So the odds of you actually finding 7 Thieves Troves, I think, is going to take fucking ages. But let's see how we go. Alright, so there's a location here that doesn't have anything here. Something I think is worth looking up. So we got Tianlin's guide for Vanfell for all the Thieves Troves locations. You can get them here, and he shows heaps of locations. The only problem with this is you can go through tons of these locations and you won't find anything, as you saw there. Like this is one here, it's one of the locations, and there's nothing here. So sometimes you find one, sometimes you won't. It's very unreliable. It's going to take ages. And everybody else sort of knows about this one now. I've posted this one so many times. Something that will really help, I think, with this. So Tamriel ESO Game Map USP. This one I don't find anywhere near as useful for finding Thieves Troves. They don't actually show them. Now, I don't know... Oh yeah, so you can go up here and you can find all the special ones. For example, if you go Clockwork City, if you scroll in, it will give you more stuff. So see here, these little blue chest icons, these are Thieves Troves. So you can go through any of the zones in the game, including the, I wouldn't check any of the special areas. But for example, go Procopar, go the full map, and if you zoom in, people will, it'll show things that people have found. The newer zones I don't think will be as reliable because it relies on people finding them for stuff to show up. So what I would suggest is zones that are older are definitely going to be sort of more reliable. Like things, for example, stone pools, because this area has been under death, right? So you zoom in and there'll be all sorts of stuff. So what you're looking for are these things here. Thieves Troves. It is a little bit annoying to get used to because if you zoom out too much, the Thieves Troves will go away, but you'll be able to find a sweet spot between zoning out quite a bit and finding these things. The only thing is sometimes it's not going to be it doesn't show stuff. Like this is the area I was just at, and yeah, there's supposed to be a Thieves Trove here and there's not. So that's literally the Thieves Trove I just got, the first one. But yeah, so you can find Thieves Troves with these. And again, they're not always going to be there, but you can use this to try and find them. So let me find one here. So there's one in Cini. I'll see if that one is there. Alright, so there's none there. I just checked. Underneath the bridge at Ash Mountain right here. Let's try that. I'm going to go on a limb and assume there's nothing down there. But, Ah, here's one. Would you look at that? So, that one was this one. So yeah, it can work. But yeah, I just searched 4 before that and didn't find anything. So this one is going to be, like I said, fucking unreliable and fucking annoying. So, if I were you, I would do a different one, but it's up to you. You could get really lucky and find 7 in a row, and it would probably be the quickest of the 3 in that case. But yeah, your odds of getting that are quite low, because like I said, everybody's going to have the same bloody idea. So yeah, UESP's interactive map, really good. The Tianlin one's good too, but I think a lot more people know about the Vardenfell one, so they're probably going to be doing that one a lot more. So, 2 add-ons that can really help with this one. There's map pins, which in the old zones, it does show Thieves Troves on the map. They come up as blue. Sometimes it doesn't work for me, sometimes it does. I find this to be a little bit unreliable. You can also use Harvest Map. This will show Thieves Troves that you've found in the past, so you can log them in on your add-on. Every time you find one, it'll do it automatically for you. So after a while, the more you do it, the easier it'll get to do these, because you'll find Thieves Troves and be able to go back to them and check. So you can use that too. And then obviously you want something that's fast and able to avoid combat, because you're going to be running past some of the shit. So in that case, I'd suggest getting a cloak or a vampirism build. I've got a video for that. I'll post in the I'll post a link to that as well. Yeah, just goes through getting really fast using vampirism to ignore shit. So can you help with this? But you don't need it as long as you've got a fast horse. I guess that's the main thing. Okay, into archive time. So I think this one is the most reliable, because you know exactly what to expect. You've got stages, 2 stages in a row, then a cycle. Then that repeats 4 times, and then you've got 2 stages and an arc. So, yeah, you know what to expect. I think, though, that this is the slowest of the 3. because it does take quite a long time getting through these cycles. You know, not ridiculously long. You know, you're going to be here for ages. Maybe like you would be for perhaps trials and stuff like that. You know, not waiting for other people. It's just you that you got to worry about. But yeah, it is quite some time getting through these. Now, the arcs don't, unfortunately, like Tho'at doesn't count as a cycle boss, unfortunately, so you can't do it that way. But I'll go through a couple of things that can help with this. Firstly, I would say completing the quest is worth it, because you do get 500 Arc of Fortunes for completing the quest. All you need to do to complete the quest is get through the entire one arc. So you just need to go through your 4 cycle bosses and then Tho'at, who doesn't count. And what you can do then is, once you've handed in the quest, you can repeat the process. The reason you do this is, if you go here to this hourglass, when you've done a full run, you hit this, and what will happen is it'll give you the option to complete the, like reset the instance. It'll kick you out, well, it'll tell you to leave, you go out and you come back in and it's immediately ready to go, like straight away after. I'll show what I mean when I get in. So, the reason you want to do this is, the second arc is tougher. Like, the enemies have more health, they have more damage, and, you know, it's not crazy, except for the Marauders. I think the Marauders are still overtuned for Arc 2. They're fucking ridiculous. But yeah, that's another story entirely. You've only got to deal with the Marauder once, but it is a pain in the ass. It does cost you a life if you die to them, even though they're fucking bullshit, I think. But yeah, it's just more work for the same outcome sort of thing. Whereas instead you can just reset the instance, which I'm going to do that, because, you know, I can't be fucked doing the rest of it. You get a little bit more Archival Fortunes for completing a boss, but nothing crazy. Like, you don't get 500 more like you do with just completing a quest. Alright, so you're going to want something decent. You don't need to be able to do like veteran content or anything, but you are going to at least want like max level, sort of decent damage dealing skills, and just like a bit of self-healing. If you do want to go to the second arc, I suggest you do get a bit of survivability going. You know, have something that can handle those sort of veteran levels, because Marauders do not fuck around. Those things are brutal. Alright, so we've got the quest, let's go in. Alright, so when you first get in, you'll have stage 1. You've got this weird circle here. Spawn the enemies. You get melee enemies, you get ranged enemies. These fuckers here, okay, it's just the runecasters. Conduits are way worse than runecasters, these guys aren't too bad. So yeah, it'll just be a smorgasbord of random shit. You'll get Daedra, you'll get sort of natural creatures, that will be all sorts of weird stuff. But the basic rundown is the same. You'll always have some melee enemies, some ranged enemies, different things, they do different stuff. Some enemies you have to interrupt, some enemies need to be blocked. And yeah, you just get through, and once you complete the stage, you'll get a verse. Verses give you very just a buff that lasts one stage. So it goes away after one more, like after the next stage or cycle or arc or whatever. But these buffs are usually very powerful. Some of them can be fucking useless, like the assault one, for example. But some can be really good. Tomfoolery is really good, because if you want, you can just chill here until you get all your ultimate back, and then you can be much more powerful. This thing, it lasts until the next stage is over. So yeah, you can just keep getting ultimate. But yeah, I don't want to fuck around too much. We've got a long video to make. So what you do is, every time it goes green like this, you step in the circle, you get some ultimate. Alright, so we got, okay, we don't have a... If we get a Silver Rose Vanguard, you want to make sure you kill them first. I don't know what that does, that interruptible skill they do, where they like, sort of go, ah, and like, charge at you or some shit, I don't know. I assume it makes them, gives them a buff, like a damage buff or something, but I don't know, I have not noticed. Okay, so sometimes you get these bigger enemies, like these shamans. These guys ain't nowhere near as annoying as the Minotaur Warbreakers from Barbary Hold. They're a lot more chill. I usually like to focus the little ones, little enemies, before focusing the big targets, but it depends. Some little enemies are... well, some big enemies can be a lot more dangerous, like there's like the big crow dudes. Can't remember what they're called, but like the flying crows. Oh yeah, Tempest is pretty good as a verse. Good damage one. Just make sure you use it after the boss move. Oh yeah, also Nagara. It's a world boss from Rothgar in Orsinium. Summon our thing. We'll do a lot of damage real quick. So, this slam, if you're familiar with the one in Rothgar, that slam hits like a truck. In this, it's not too bad. And then she'll stink for a while. Uh-oh. Stinky. Ooh. Alright, so when you kill it, you'll get a chest. It has some archival fortunes, some other shit. You get like random zone item sets, like fjords. I don't know why, but fjords is like something I get constantly. And then you get some blue items like these that you can sell for a bit of gold as well. So it's decent. You also get occasionally get some purple ones, which is really nice. You can get a little bit of gold from this, which is nice. Alright, so now we get the visions. Every time you beat a cycle boss, you'll get a vision. These are basically verses, but they last the entire arc. Or they last the entire run. Once you finish the arc, they go away, but they stay until you decide when to stop. So targeted ire, deal 2% more damage to bosses, that's good. Heal over time with damage shields is really good too. That'd be great for a long run, because you need a lot more healing when you're dealing with the later stages, especially with the Marauders, but we're not going to do a long one, so I just want to make this as quick as possible. Through the archive. Alright, so as you can, yeah, we are 1 out of 8, so you can see why this one's going to take a while. Fire Song enemies. These druids are annoying because they do that fire circle. So when you see that happen, focus the one that's doing the big fire animation. They don't do the fire itself doesn't do a great deal of damage. They put a big shield and everything in the AoE except for themselves, so you want to focus them, not everything else. These Spriggans can be annoying, the ones that were on before. Get out of this. Oh yeah, see what I mean here? This thing. So focus the thing doing it. You'll have much better. You'll have a much better time doing focusing them instead. Okay. Versus Flame Aura. Oh, Flame Aura is good. This is one of the best things to get for bosses. There's tons of damage. It's basically just like a really, really like super steroided up Grothstar proc on you all the time. It's great. Alright, so these, just watch out for heavy attacks from these guys, stay close to them so the Grothstar, or the Flame Aura thing, hits them. If you're wondering why I'm hitting like Daedric Armor all the time, I just, it's instinct. That's usually where I have liquid Lightning Flood. Ironclad staying in. Oh, need to move. Oh yeah, this guy. I can't bloody hit it again. Oh, Exsanguinate. This has got to be one of the best in the game. Okay, so Portals to the Unknown. These are basically like coffee breaks. You do like random shit. It's like mini games where you can, if you complete them, you get archival fortunes as well, and you can get item sets and stuff like that. It's really good, but I don't want to draw this out more than I need to, so I'm just going to leave them. Oh, Cell Ripper from Dreadseal. It's a reef. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so interrupt there, stay in the... Ooh! So these, if you're familiar with the Cell Ripper from Dreadseal, you know that these Harpies are actually quite strong. Right, Minimint Chest. Another, ooh, Void Caller. Void Caller's not bad. Or is that, no, that's not, I'm thinking of the other one. The Dark Convergence. Hitting restorative protection. Oh, this is the one we saw before. Lesson learned. Experience. I don't need experience. Healing would be actually pretty good here, though. It would be more for the shields rather than the healing gun, because I don't have that many healing over time effects. But if I decide to fight the Marauder and I need vigor, then that might be good. Wow, I don't have vigor morph. What the fuck? These Iron Action Arcs are probably going to be the most annoying. I mean, probably second annoying enemy in this place. But I find the Iron Action Arc to be a lot more common than the other more annoying ones. It's the Crow. Yeah, I see that guy a lot, and it's bloody annoying dealing with them, especially the heavy attack sometimes, especially when you're dealing everything else. Yeah. I fucking hate this one because of the bloody lava things. You can't go through the doors if you get hit. So when you're trying to do this quickly, it's bloody annoying. Right. Get that bloody thing again. Okay, so here's the that's the this stuff here. Sort of like the mechanic in Cradle of Shadows with the Dark Elf boss, where it's coming out from the statue in the middle. Yeah, the Mafala statue. Oh, it's a okay. It's a. I saw the axe and thought it was a fucking wall breaker. Wow, that. Jesus. Okay. I used to think this thing wasn't great. I guess if you get them right in the middle of it, fucking. You saw how quickly that wall breaker died. Holy fuck. Oh, it's orbs. Yes. Yes, this is my favourite one. I fucking love this one. Oh yeah, you're gonna get fucked. Alright, here we go. I'm just gonna let Orb do its thing. Come on. Oh, I should probably heal. Get Orb, mate! Look at that damage! Oh, what's going on? Look at the damage that Orbit. Okay, hold on. Oh, here we go. Look at the damage that it does. Orb is so good. I love it.
I'm delighted to act as your humble mimicurio.
Okay. Magic taken, not great. Poison weapon effectiveness though, that's pretty good. My front bar is poison anyway, so that's probably fine. What does poison do? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, let's put that on. Alright, cool. Alright, so we're nearly halfway. It's been about 15 minutes. Oh yeah, so these Spriggans, if you don't interrupt them, they give each other buffs. It's bloody annoying. You have so little time to interrupt them, but I don't feel like it does a lot anyway. Yeah, it just makes them more tanky. I'm glad it is really low damage resistance because you have so little time to fucking interrupt them. Oh, okay. Guess that was a range heavy attack. Next verse, Swift Gale. Ooh, yeah, Swift Gales are good. Basically, a really powerful. It's basically a roided out villager throw. Okay, poison trucker. Pox out. No. Alright, so another coffee break there you can do if you want. So those will be random. Sometimes you'll get a bunch, sometimes you get none. It's just depends on if the game wants you to do more shit. Okay, so these vanguards, when they channel, interrupt it for your own good. If you fail the interrupt, target everybody else except for them, because they start taking so little damage that you might as well be fucking hitting, like, you might as well not be attacking them at all, because they take that little damage from it. It lasts about a minute or two. After that, it should be fun. Big enemy here. Man, look at how much fucking damage Switchcow does. It's so good. It's just lining it up sometimes can be painful. But man, when it works. Ah, moving on. Frenzy Seal's pretty good. Just increases the damage of light attacks. If you just light attack, it makes your light attack really strong, but I wouldn't suggest doing that. Ooh, the Mage! From Ethereal Archive. Don't see this one very often. I'm glad it's the Mage and not the Warrior, because that one sucked. Oh yeah, the mines and the black holes on the floor. Okay. Oh wow, she does them in like an X shape. So these black holes on the floor, don't stand in them. Ah yeah, so this is the execute phase. Oh, she's even got an axe. We got all the mechanics from the dungeon, or from the trial, except for Atronachs. They're new. You see them at the start, but that's it. Yeah, that's a cool boss. I like that one. I take no responsibility for the damage. Restorative protection. Oh, another one of these. This is cooldown of potions. That's alright. Oh, this one. Alright. We're halfway. It's been nearly 20 minutes. These fabled enemies are usually one you want to focus. Ice enemies. These ice imps are different to the other imps. These ones can actually be interrupted, whereas the other ones can't. Interrupt. Alright, next verse. Restorative Reactive Curse. Consumer potions. Both of these are basically defensive. Whatever. Just a stage anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Right, fabled enemy again. I'm just dealing with the range enemies first, because they're the ones who run around, whereas these guys just follow wherever you go. So bring them to the range enemies and... Oh yeah, this thing. Bring them to the range enemies and, you know, you'll kill everything at the same time. Restorative enabling. I have my ultimate up already. Yeah, whatever. Let's take this. The CC break, I guess. Alright, so now we get Tho'at. This is where it gets interesting. Alright, so Tho'at version 1, fairly straightforward. Every time she attacks, move, because she'll create like a little AoE on the floor. And after a while she'll create like a mirror. Don't attack her when she's got that up. Just let her go. This here. Oh, wrong button. Alright, so now she's got the sword. Basically, now her attacks will come out slower, but they'll deal more damage. So block it if you can, because that will mitigate most of the damage. And it's not as big a deal to block these, because they come out slower. And again, just stay out of the AoEs. And now the heavy attack, raw dodge or block this. Don't get hit by that, it hurts. Okay, so that laser beam there, it'll come out, and you just got to keep moving out of it. This one now. Right, so now it's stop. Quit hitting yourself. Okay, so I dodged that. So you can dodge it. Just have to time it right. So that blob in the background there, you want to make sure you kill these things. Because they do an interrupt that does a ton of damage to you over time. Like that one there. You want to make sure you stop that. Oh, that was close. That was not good. I missed the roll dodge on that. Did it a little too early. Okay, here's the shield. Dodged it, nice. Okay, got a blob. Tear the pages from the book. Block the attack. Heavy attack. Raw dodge. I assume on the later stages that will insta-kill you if you don't block it. So you want to make sure you block it. Okay, stop. And you just repeat the process until died. And yeah, just kill these guys. And that's it. Once that's over, you'll get another chest that has some stuff in it. Got a class script scrapped, Beacon of Oblivion stuff, so you get one of the sets exclusive to Infinite Archive. So if I go here, so these ones here, and it depends on your class. So sorcerers will get Monolith of Storms, or that one I just got, Beacon of Oblivion. And they do different stuff. I haven't been keeping up with those, but I know Monolith of Storms is weird but really powerful if you can, in the right circumstances. Martial attacks. Here's where it gets annoying. Recovery. Yeah, this is pretty good. If you don't have a lot of recovery, but you have quite high reserves, like magical or stamina, this can be really good. This one I can't really make much use of because I don't do much poison. I do a bit of poison damage with my poisons, but yeah, that's about it. I don't know. I feel like I'd be struggling for resources more. Against bosses, anyway. So yeah, that's a full arc. So once you go through this door, you just repeat the process. You come into a random room like this, you got the circle, and you just continue on. The only difference being that one round out of this entire arc, only once, you'll have you'll get one marauder at a random time. Could be any of the stages, could be the first stage, could be the last stage, and they are fucking brutal. If you want to watch me fight one of those unsuccessfully, I have it in the Golden Pursuits walkthrough. But yeah, I don't want to bother with one of those again. Alright, so go back here. Now, if you want to just leave it there and then basically do that again, because that's like the easier, that'll just like keep it at the same difficulty. If you don't want to deal with marauders and tougher enemies, you just go reset Hourglass, hit this, you'll get removing from area, you just leave. Best thing about it is you rock up right next to the Way Shrine, so we come back out, Apocrypha, Infinite Archive. Once you get back in, just walk in. And the room will be different from what you saw before with the second arc. You go in, and when you have a look, it'll say Arc 1, Stage 1, Cycle 1. So we're starting from scratch. That's just an easy way to get it back to what it was. Because if you go in, the enemies will be a little bit tankier, take a little bit longer to kill, and it just, I don't know, I feel like it just shortens how much effort you're going to have to make, because this is a lengthy process. You know, if you want to keep it exciting, if you want to get more fortunes, go for it, but me, I just prefer to keep it simple. Alright, that concludes weeklies, so all you do now is just do the same thing, except when you get to Cycle Boss 4 and kill it, you just wouldn't continue. Because there's no point trying to get to Tho'at again, because you don't get the quest. So you don't get the extra 500 fortunes, because with that coffer that we got for completing the quest, gives you 500. Really good. So yeah, you can just use that whenever the need arises. And you also get a Melographic Ichor, which you use these, you can, once you get, I think you use 50, you get a mount. You get the Melographic mount. This one here. which I think looks kind of cool. It definitely is like a specific theme to... I think it suits Arcanists only, or Hermes Mora worshippers, that's about it. Everything else, I don't know, just depends on how you feel. I do like the little... It feels like it looks a bit like a dragon skull at the front, which is kind of cool. Yeah, there's a couple of other things, you can look them up if you want, but yeah, basically that's the gist of it. If you're mainly just doing this for the 220 seals, you just do the same thing until cycle 4. Okay, that concludes Weeklies. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time, and take care.